Hello and welcome to Members on the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce, where we connect with local Troy Chamber members as they give us a glimpse into their company and share some of the business lessons they've learned along the way. Hi everyone, I'm Tara Thompson-Cusack, President and CEO of the Troy Chamber of Commerce, and I'm joined today by our lovely and amazingly incredible Vice President of the Chamber and co-host, Sheila Denstead.
Hello everyone.
Firstly, I'd like to take a moment and thank our presenting sponsor, Trion Solutions. Stay tuned for our very first commercial break where you can learn how you can rely on Trion. So Sheila, we have a very fun guest ahead of us. We both love him, so I'll let you do the intro.
I am very excited about this one. Today, we are meeting with Darren Jones, founder of Luminesso Coffee, the best coffee in the area.
Truth.
Luminesso is a small batch premium coffee brand focused on helping people brew better at home and enjoy coffee anywhere, and it's all true. Darren started Luminesso with the mission to make specialty coffee more approachable, community-driven, and full of flavor. From pop-up cafes to supplying coffee for events and businesses, he is passionate about building meaningful connections through every cup. As a certified minority-owned business, Luminesso Coffee proudly works with cities, nonprofits, and local entrepreneurs across the U.S. And I, again, am going to say we love your coffee, Darren.
We love
welcome.
you too.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you,
your
ladies.
coffee.
I appreciate it.
So it's funny. So Sheila and I think when you first joined the chamber, we were like, yes, there's coffee. So like if there's something you learn about the Troy Chamber of Commerce, we are all heavy coffee drinkers. I mean,
It's scary.
slightly to an extreme. So thank you for filling all of our dreams because when you joined the chamber, everything just, I will say, was a better cup. So thank you for that to get things started.
Yeah, no problem at all. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
So Darren, obviously, as you started this company, it didn't just happen overnight. Can you talk us through this journey? And I mean, why did you even decide to go into this kind of field?
Yeah, well, I'll give you the cliff notes. It's a long story, but originally, I really originally I started as a tea drinker. So I never really was a coffee. Yeah. I was a really big tea drinker. My mom got me started young. And from there, I grew up and kind of became a snob of tea. So, I'm doing the fresh, loose leaf teas, boil them inside of their strainers and all these other things. So eventually, I got to the point where I started to like cappuccinos and macchiatos, and I'm like, okay, Starbucks, okay, cool. So I kept on going there, and I'm like, I can make my own better coffee at home, because I was doing my own tea at home.
Yeah.
So I had met a friend back in college who had introduced me to the coffee business. He wanted me to be his partner after we had graduated, and I said no. I want to go have some fun, go to a couple different places, and enjoy life a little bit. I ain't trying to sit down and actually start a business. So 6 years later, he had reached out to me again, and we had talked over the idea again. And I just told him this time, you know what? He showed me the numbers. I was like, I'm going to start my own business. So I got lucky, met a distributor of coffee beans, and actually partnered and became a partner within the company. Told him I was going to start my own line. And then I saw a gap within the coffee business where people needed to brew at home. So at the time when I was looking to do this, I spent 6 to 8 months researching and actually developing the business, and then figuring out the model and how I wanted to use it and create it. And then after that, I saw that at-home brewing was not a big thing for most people. Everyone was going out to coffee shops, which they still are today. But as you guys see, things are changing. People are starting to pay $8 a cup or even more. So my idea and model is starting to come to fruition now. So with that being said, spent the last 6 to 8 months building the brand, creating the logo, creating the labeling, putting the packaging together, creating a website, and here we are today. So that's what got me to where I am.
Huge fan.
Yeah, no, we've established that aspect. So here's something that Tara and I were talking about as we're putting this together. Coffee beans. Know nothing about it other than they're beans, and I grind them on occasion. How are you sourcing them? Tell us about quality, sustainability. Tell us about the whole process, if you can break it down to like a minute or two.
Okay, well, I'll keep it, again, cliff notes, because I know it gets kind of boring after a while unless you're a real enthusiast. But basically, the process starts, most people don't know coffee actually starts as a cherry. And it grows on the trees just like a cherry does in a tropical setting. You can't really necessarily grow them here in the United States because of our climate. But we grow them in a cherry. We are in 13 different countries. So within, I would just say Ethiopia, the altitude in which they're grown is at 22 feet above ground. And then we actually harvest them, wash them in a clean water source that is actually provided for the city. And then we actually take them through the drying process. And then from the drying process, they're washed again and then actually packaged and then prepared for shipping or import to the United States, to us. And from there, we actually take the beans, take them through one more quality check, and then actually set them up to be roasted for when you place the order online.
So when you, obviously, like we're both fascinated by this because we are coffee drinkers and we really just drink coffee. We don't really know the process or origins of it. When you were looking at sourcing, you said there's 13 different countries that you get your beans from?
We are in 13 different countries, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how did you know which quality or which style of elevation made sense for your brews?
So as far as that goes, as far as the actual locations in which we already have the farms, I was not a part of that process. That's when I became a partner, they had already established all of this.
So you learned the flavor as you went along.
I created some of the flavors. So the brews that you see on my website, I have blends and also have single origins.
And these ones?
Yep. This is Sumatra. So they are actually the 6-bean symphony, which I don't have here today with you guys. That's when I created 6 different beans from 6 of those 13 countries that actually have been created by me. So that's one of my dark roasts that I actually love and my favorite. And it's actually one of my top sellers. And then also not Peruvian. The Peruvian one is also a great one. But also have the breakfast blend. It's a blend of our medium roast. It comes in a great package.
I know that one.
That's another one I made. And other than that, the other ones were actually picked and already done for me. So I kind of just tasted them, chose those particular flavors, and went with that on the website and created the labeling, names, and all of those things for it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I've tried the 6-bean symphony. Have you?
No, but I want to know, of those 6 beans from those countries, have you had the opportunity to go to those places? Have you visited?
So I've had the opportunity to go, but I have not.
Oh.
As you can see, again, Luminesso has been around for a year and a half, so I'm still in that phase of transitioning between all the different hats, trying to figure out how to build this business to make it sustainable. Once I build the foundation, then I'll start visiting those countries. But until then, I got to make sure I'm stable here.
Yeah.
I forget that it's only been a year and a half.
Yeah,
the flavor is definitely better than a year and a half.
Exactly. And that was my biggest thing. I believe in the quality of the coffee. I believe in the mission and how everything's done as far as being sustainably farmed and then also being a great quality tasting coffee. Because I'm really big where we have low acidity. We don't put a lot of chemicals and dyes and stuff inside the beans. So it's a very good this is a warning. This is not a health warning.
Oh.
So you can use this. It's a lot more healthier than what you will find in the stores.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with low acid, we are, let's be honest, that is a very big trend in the coffee world.
It is.
And knowing that you do have low acid, that's opening up another market segment because there's a lot of people who can't drink coffee anymore. So this is helpful. And that's just so sad, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I got this whole line of T-shirts about low acid, decaf coffee that I kind of like to share their funny quotes and stuff. Kind of what I have on today, but you see me walking around, you will see them.
That means come to a Troy Chamber event.
Yeah.
No. So, guys, I think this is a great moment to take a quick break and hear a word from our presenting sponsor, Trion Solutions. We'll be right back.
I'm Joe Vicari, President and CEO of the Joe Vicari Restaurant Group, which encompasses 24 restaurants throughout the country. With the addition of Trion, our general managers don't have to spend hours doing paperwork and putting people in our system. All that's done by Trion now, so they can work on what they are there to do, take care of our customers. That's why we rely on Trion.
You can always rely on Trion.
Welcome back to Members on the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce. We are here with Darren. And Darren, firstly, I firstly want to try this Symphony of Six.
6-bean symphony.
6-bean symphony. I want that to happen. But there's a little bit more to why we are so passionate about you and your brand. And one thing, I adore your logo. It is so beautiful, but it's not just beautiful. It tells a story and it kind of paints a picture. And it's kind of the first thing you see that starts the imagery of wanting to learn more. So you take a lot of pride in in branding and painting the picture and telling the story. Can you tell me a little bit about why that's so important?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I know that the connection with our actual customers is really important. And then also having a relationship that allows them to know that they're getting a quality coffee. Because, in most cases, our coffee isn't going to be the cheapest thing that you're going to find on the shelves or online. But, you do want to know that it's a great tasting coffee that you're going to love. But at the same time, know it's coming from a good place. So when it comes to branding, this is something I'm still working on because, again, it's been a year and a half.
Yeah.
I really would like to keep it for the people and, also reflected as to who I am as a person because it also reflects, that's how you basically share your brand and, get it to a point where it can actually take off or scale. So with that being said, the actual the logo, because I know you said you love the logo.
So pretty.
Luminesso coffee. So I took Illuminate and took half of that and took the other half of espresso and I combined it. Yes.
I didn't know this.
Most people don't know that. So that's exactly, I made that from scratch. And then I took the coffee cup. And as you can see, it's a bright light behind it.
Yeah.
So illuminate, brighten, enlighten. So this is your first thing in the morning, your first cup in the morning or afternoon. It's going to pick you up. It's going to make you think more. It's going to make you live brighter, live better, live brighter. That's what it is. So my whole logo, the slogan, everything is all consistent. Yeah. So yeah, it took a little bit of a process, took some little wit. So I'm a very creative person. So that's something I love to do. And that's another reason why I definitely started the business.
I love it. Oh my goodness. And yeah, it is gorgeous. And I think it's funny. That is something we hear at so many trade chamber events. They're like, oh, I love that logo. I think I can't walk past you without someone saying, oh, wow, look how beautiful this is. Because I hate to say it, your coffee is a work of art. So why not lead with beautiful imagery to also be that piece of art?
Yeah, that's the one thing that, gets people, attracts people. And then also, for me, the attractiveness to food is, what it looks like.
Yeah.
If the food looks like art, yeah, you might not want to eat it, but I still will
You'll
love to taste
Instagram
it.
photo it.
Yeah,
So,
exactly, exactly. So I kind of feel the thing with coffee. You guys see my setups.
Yeah.
I try to have them to be something different, unique. I try to add something every time you see me. So that's one of the biggest things that, we like to offer, especially when we do like corporate events, we do pop-up events, charity events. And it's where we partner with a lot of these people. So we kind of see, what works, what doesn't work, and, what we can do in order to make it better.
Yeah.
So you've kind of talked about this a little bit, and I think this is going to be something that's really important to our listeners. As Luminesso continues to grow, you have to balance your e-commerce, you're at events, you're at pop-ups, you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. How do you do this, and how do you do this? But how can you help others who are starting to do this find that sweet spot?
Well, the first thing I would say is your foundation has to be strong. I have a family, so being able to have a significant other who is definitely going to be able to hold the house down while you're not there is big. And then the second thing I would say is you got to be motivated. You got to love what you do. You can't just get up and do it and not love it, because there's going to be days that you're going to hate it. I'm sure most people have heard that before. But I would say being organized, finding tools in order to make your life a lot easier, to be as effective as possible. Being able to have the personality to talk to people and actually be able to, answer questions, know what you're talking about, understand your product or service. And then just kind of like, don't over exert yourself. Burnout, definitely a real thing. But, just kind of let things come to you, but like, don't force things to happen for you. If it's meant to happen, it will. It's just just even with my own business, I'm taking my time to make this thing grow. I'm not gonna force it to happen, because I know if I do that, it's not gonna become what it really could be. So I would say those are a couple of different tips I will give. But other than that, definitely having that foundation, definitely making sure that you've got the personality, and then also growing your business to be something that you want it to be.
Yeah. So when you're talking about, I mean, we've talked about, you've been around for about a year and a half now.
Yep.
So what do the next 12 months look like for you? And how I know, if you start with a sigh, I'm a little scared. No,
Yeah.
but what do those next 12 months look like from a growth or from scaling? And then also, how can the business community help support this?
Okay. So it's a great question. So as far as the next 12 months, I have a huge plan. But out of that huge plan that I have, I can only pick like maybe 2 things that I would definitely focus in on, which are finding more people to handle or help out with the events as far as hiring that portion of it, because the winter months are when it comes to extremely busy. So, organizations, companies, everyone's reaching out in order to get coffee done. We try our best to stay in a sweet spot when it comes to price point, and then being able to also, again, offer the best superior service. So I would say in the next 12 months, improving in hiring more people to handle social media, and also working on the e-commerce side as far as the website, improving that, and then also finding 2 other resources or pillars, which I call pillars, to generate revenue. So, which I'm looking at, which is in the government sector and then also in the big box stores.
So for a support aspect, how can some of our Troy Chamber members help either open those doors for you, or what's the support they can do?
So what I would say is...
Other than drink coffee.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So,
no,
yeah.
definitely drink coffee, order as much as you possibly need. But I would say just continue to pass the word around, continue to get the brand out there, sending awareness, continuing to reach out to me with referrals. All those things are very grateful. I'm very grateful for. And yet also, any way we can help, because at the same time, we help as much as we get help from other people. So
We always work, when we work together and we kind of shop local and make sure we're taking care of everybody, we all rise together.
exactly.
Absolutely. Darren, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being such a supporter of the Chamber and our members. Can't say that enough. One last nugget. What's something that you want people to leave with today when they're listening to this and implementing when they get back to their office? Actually, let me rephrase that.
Okay.
What's something that they can do for their coffee that would make it taste even better when they're using yours?
Oh, that's a great question. So I guess the best thing I can reference is what I do for myself. So if you're brewing coffee and you like sugar, one of the things I would recommend is using agave. Now, I know it's a little bit more expensive, but you use less of it, and then you don't have to worry about a lot of the unhealthy things that sugar contains in order to sweeten your coffee. So that's one thing that I would recommend. And then kind of trying it without any creamers or sugars first before you actually drink it.
Actually, you yelled at me about that.
Yes,
I remember you were
yes.
like, don't put cream in that yet. And I was like, okay, I'm so sorry.
gotta
And you were
try
right.
it.
You were right.
Yours
You
is
were
very
right.
smooth. You don't really need that
Yeah.
at all.
Exactly. So because I've changed over a lot of people who don't drink coffee to people who somewhat drink coffee now.
I mean, let's face it, you're a tea drinker. Or you were.
I were. Oh,
I was.
Ooh, that was the first one.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, I was. But I still drink tea to this day. I still do. We offer tea, so I also offer loose leaf tea. I have 3 lines of tea. I have a chai tea, English breakfast tea, and peach.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
I did not know.
yeah.
See, we're
And
learning
I
these
got
things all
a
the time.
couple other things coming along too. So I got a lemonade line coming in, and I also have a for the holiday. Once it starts getting cold, I'll cider. So
Okay.
yeah, I might be into fancy drinks too here in a minute. I don't know.
I don't hate
Who
any
knows
of
where
this
it's going?
information.
I know.
Yeah.
But now we're going to hold you to it because it's recorded. So.
Oh well, no, I have it on paper. Trust me, it's coming.
Awesome.
But, yeah.
Well, Darren, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate learning a little bit about not just the coffee industry, but you as a person and how you've grown this amazing company, one that we fully admire. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And that's all we have here today on Members of the Mic with the Troy Chamber. Thank you for being with us for here today. We'd also like to take a moment to thank our presenting sponsor, Trion Solutions. To learn more about the Troy Chamber of Commerce or upcoming events, go to troychamber.com. Thanks, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.